What's up, my guys? It's your girl Evie coming back to you today. I have been gone for a while, but you know what? I'm back. We're going to talk about everything Law and Order SVU. You know a girl got to know, and you know a girl going to tell you what's going on, okay? Hold on for just a second. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know the name of this channel, the name of this channel is because Evie said so, and I'm Evie. So, has anybody been watching Law and Order lately? Okay, this episode, Hunt, Trap, and Release, it had me going, y'all. Yes. I was so into it. I was like trying to figure it out. And I know you guys were too. Well, the title itself gives away. Hunt, Trap, Rape, and Release. Now, it was hard for me, as I've said, because on this channel, I've already told you guys that I was raped. So it's most traumatic. It keeps you scared and scarred for the rest of your life. If you see me leaning over this way, I got some notes. So I'm kind of like going with my notes so I can stay on point. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, rape is about power. It's about the other person having power over you. It does leave you scared. It does leave you scarred for your life, but you can move on. You can get past it. When Olivia learned that this case wasn't given to them, it made her be like, go get this case, because first of all, SVU is supposed to be covering rapes and stuff like this, and it starts with this lady going home. She's a little bit intoxicated. She's talking to her mom on the phone. She's in her own apartment, okay? And then when she kind of like sees something out the back of her eye. You know how you catch something out the back of your eye sometimes? You be like, what is that? Well, she caught something out the back of her eye, but I believe because she was inebriated a little bit and because she was at home, she didn't think nothing of it. So then when she gets ready to lay down on her bed, this guy is in her room, it's pitch black, and he's talking about, be a good girl. Be a good girl. Oh no, we're not finna be a good girl, because it's on and popping because you in my place, okay? But let's get back to the story. Now, I must say that the officers that had to work with Olivia, they was kind of okay. And Olivia has to get this case from Lieutenant Barrick, which is another unit under the police department. The chief is over everybody, which we know, but she's not exactly doing SVU work. She's been transferred over there, and I guess she wants to try it. But anyway, she already knows this lady from the past. So what they do is they start working on this serial rapist case. Now, you know Olivia, Finn, Amanda, and Kat, they work well together, okay? They tight like this. And it seems like the next crew that they were working with was kind of tight too. Well, the Special Victims Unit, they team up with the former Major Case Squad detective, which I told you before, her name is Carolyn Barrick. Now, she's a lieutenant, and she is in the Bronx SVU. And now this serial case has, crossed over, so they got to deal with it. So here we go again. Olivia and her crew, it got me because of the rape of these women. It was traumatic, and I felt their pain. Their rapist told them to be a good girl. When they heard those words, it kind of brought me to tears, y'all. Be a good girl, like you have to be polite when someone's raping you. I can't with this. I can't. So, rapists are predators, and they're selfish and narcissistic, and they need to be locked up forever. If it was up to me, I could say some other stuff, but YouTube ain't gonna like it, okay? But anyway, it's all about power, and they need to conquer something. Well, then they threaten this girl. He threatened this girl. If you tell the police, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, well, single women are being raped, and Olivia wants to get to the bottom of it. She's angry because they weren't looped into the cases to begin with. Lieutenant Barrett looks so surprised when they show up at her office in the Bronx. She's like, what y'all doing up in here? And Olivia and Finn are there, and they like, look, we want to know what's going on with these cases. Why we not looped in? And she like, it's really not your business. And Olivia like, no, it is my business, because this is what I do. So don't get smart with me. Tell me what's up. So it cuts to her telling them about the case. Well, the investigators that handle the case, they say, well, we got this. We don't need your help. Orange juice. Excuse me, y'all. So Olivia and Lieutenant Barrick, they kind of be like, they talk it out and they get to be okay. So they say, we need to re-interview these women. Some of the women that were raped before, it kind of fell through the cracks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and talk to them, okay? Wow, all right? So I think the guy on this team, Ari, is kind of sketchy. Like, he's a lieutenant, I believe. No, he's a sergeant. He's a sergeant on this team for SVU. And he kind of act like off, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get back to it. Now, this officer, he's eager, Ari. MANDALORIan, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and he moves fast on this, and he kind of ticked off. Now his boss is convinced that he just wants to break the case, that he's a good guy, and they need to all calm down about him having an attitude. No. Now the chief is mad because all Olivia and them are doing is arguing about this case, and arguing to the point that they get to the next crime scene, and Finn and Lieutenant Maldavon, they end up getting into an almost fist fight, okay? And not that that's all that bad, but the media happens to be there, and they snapping them pictures, and it makes the news. So the chief is not happy. He's mad because the two of the units are arguing and fighting, which is proven by the newspaper. He's like, look, we just now getting back to the status that we had before. People are looking at us a little bit different because of the things that's going on in today's society. We trying to look good, so get it together, okay? Get it together. I'm not playing, and I ain't going to say it again, is what he basically was saying. So work together for the good of the community, the women, and this department. Represent. So the female cop that's working with the male cop on that particular side, she's open and honest with the team, especially Kat. She ends up talking to Kat, and she lets them know that there are more rape victims that, fell through the cracks, as I was saying before. So Rollins, Amanda, she goes along with the male cop and is impressed. He comes to the department, and he's like, wow, it's looking good up in here. Our place don't even look this good. And she's like, okay, basically, can we get to work? So they go to the older victim's house, and they interview her. Now, what they find out from her is that this guy, he smelled like booze, like liquor. And, that's similar to what the other victims had already told them. Now, Rollins and this new guy, they pursue a new suspect that they think did the raping, because after they finished interviewing this girl, soon as they got outside, they got like a APB or something put out on the radio saying that it was an attempted rape, and this guy had been bit by the girl's dog, and he was, trying to flee on foot. So they, they get it. They starting to run. They starting to chase him. They're like, look, don't let me chase you, okay? Don't make me chase you. So Ari, as I was telling you, Maldavon, this cop, the guy, he shoots the suspect for no reason. Like, he's like, stop. The guy's like, look, I don't have nothing. I got my hands in the air. Don't shoot. How many times we hear that? Don't shoot. And he shoots him anyway. And I'm like, wow. He just gonna shoot people? We out there shooting people for no doggone reason? He could have handled that a lot better. So he tells Amanda, go find the gun. What gun? I ain't seen no gun. And ain't no gun. So basically what he's trying to say to her is, cover me on this particular situation. I'm going to have your back if you got my back. So Amanda, she kind of skeptical, but she goes along with it. Okay. So Ari tells her that this is what they do. So, she's kind of, I don't know about it, but which Amanda, she on the fence about a lot of stuff anyway. She's not one of my favorite characters, but I do like her. I do respect her. Now, she suspects something, but she doesn't tell Finn that there was no weapon, because Finn's like on the scene after the guy is shot, and he's like, is there anything I need to know? She says nothing, basically. This is the Bronx, is what she says. Now, Ari is edgy. Something's up with this guy, okay? The new guy that was shot, the one he shot, he said he didn't do the rape. And he has an alibi for the last few nights when these women were supposedly raped. So he tells them, I was in prison at this time. I was locked up. So they run it. They find out that he did not rape Bella and Rosie. the last 2 of the 9 girls. So the newest girl, Rosie, who was raped, she can't identify her rapist. They take her for the lineup. She hears the voices, be a good girl, be a good girl, be a good girl. And she cannot, recognize his voice. She like number 4, maybe, number 1, maybe. So the guy's lawyer, the one that got shot, he's like, look, you fishing. She don't know what she's doing. She don't know that that's the person. So you know what? Y'all gonna have to let him go. So when they return to Rosie's, the sergeant, Ari, is already there interviewing her because they said, well, let's go, talk to her again. And Ari, like I said, Mr. Moldovan, Sergeant Moldovan, he's in her apartment. Now, first of all, why are you there by yourself? Don't you have a partner? I know you do. And then why is you there at night? You know what I'm saying? They came together. Amanda and Finn came together. There's no backup for himself. So I'm telling you, something not right with this guy. So he obviously told her about the guy that got shot and got bit by the dog because all of a sudden her memory is back. She like, oh, I remember. I can testify now. I can pick him out of a lineup. Wow. Okay. That's like tampering with the witness. You know what I'm saying? So his record is clean though. And Finn says, yeah, this is witness tampering. They tell the chief, and now he wants them to act separately and without confrontation. He like, look, okay, if it's shady over there, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to work together and solve this crime and try not to loop them in so much so we can maintain who we are as opposed to who they are. So Ari's been telling his partner to back off. Anytime he go investigate a rape thing, he'll be like, well, I don't want you to get COVID, so don't go in there. I want you to be safe. And he pretends to care about her safety with the case. I don't know why she didn't think of something like that. You know what I'm saying? But his partner tells Kat that Ari was in the bar around the corner from Rosie's the night that she was raped. That sounds suspicious. So Amanda answers them about Ari because they asking her, look, was this dude acting crazy when he shot dude? And she was like, well, and they like, Amanda. And she's like, yeah, he was trying to kill the guy, basically. So they like, okay, well, that answers that. So now they suspect that Allie Moldovan is the copycat rapist. Now, doing the cop work they usually do, they find out that one of the girls that was raped, is, I don't know, she's reluctant to testify about it. And what he made him do is confess and promise to his mom that he would come visit him. So basically, let me back up a little bit. Moldovan, or Ari, Sergeant, he got this other guy for rape in the past. They go to the inmate that's in prison and they say, is Ari sketchy? Is he a good guy? What kind of cop is he? And he's like, basically he can kiss my bleep, and he's like, he been trying to set me up. And I didn't do the rape that he's talked about. I done some of them, but the one that he got me on, I didn't do it. But he promised me that if I confessed, he would put me in a prison, which was close to my mama because my mama's sick and I want her to come to be able to visit. And then he says, but my mama died shortly after that. She never got a chance to come visit. So what y'all want from me? And they like, well, tell us about him. And he's like, yeah, he's shady. He be doing stuff underhanded. Y'all don't need to trust him. So, then we have the word of a convicted rapist. And they think for sure now that Moldovan could be the rapist. Now, Amanda goes to the bar. She confronts Moldovan about showing up at Rosie's without backup. She's like, look, my boss is kind of heated about that. You showed up at Rosie's without backup and, you weren't supposed to do that. So it's making me look bad. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like that. And then the girl said that she kind of recognized your eyes as a potential, you had the similar eyes as the rapist that raped her. And so what Amanda is doing is trying to set him up for a confession. So he ends up saying, he confesses, she gets him to confess, and Ari ain't, he's not no dummy now. He's a cop, he's a detective. So he has his gun with him, of course, sitting at the bar drinking, like that's amazing. It's not. And Amanda, probing into his life like that, he says, you know what? I think she knows what I did. So he pulls his gun out on her, puts it near her side and says, you need to take me home. I'm feeling a little bit bad. Let's go to your house and we can talk about your girls. Now, let me tell you something. Basically, he was saying, let's go, put the gun to her, and was like, you know, she could be a potential next victim. And then she has her daughters there, you know what I'm saying, at the house. I'd have killed them. I'd have killed them right there. He'd have had a whole face full of glass, okay? But, you know, we say that, but we don't know what we would do at that particular situation. But because Amanda is trained and she had backup, she kind of gets away from him with the gun. Then she pulls her gun on him. People bust in. They like, what's up? You know, we finna arrest him. He's like, not today. You're not finna arrest me today. So he puts the gun to his neck and underneath his chin. And he's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna commit suicide. Amanda's like, do it. And he just looking like, I'm finna do it. I'm finna do it. She's like, do it. Okay? Do it. Do it. But he's a coward and he won't do it. He won't kill himself. So they end up arresting him because he surrenders the gun and everything. And they end up taking him to jail. Now, this guy has been raping these women and he's a coward. And I'm going to tell you something. Cowards do that. Like I said, rape is a thing that will scar you for life. And she is so cold with it, Amanda, when she's telling him to do it. I'm like, oh my God, she really telling him, kill yourself, okay? She has everything she needs, the wire, she got the confession. So, you know, he going down. The sketchy cop did it. What a surprise. I told y'all he seemed kind of sketchy from the beginning. So Cat and Ruse, they talk. That's the name of the girl, that other cop that works with Moldovan, the sergeant that just got busted. She tells Kat that she's a rat for telling the information she said to the boss. She's like, I told you that in confidence and you used it against us. And she tells Kat that, you know what, watch your back. When you call for backup, don't expect nobody to come because we don't mess with rats. You know, you can't be doing that in the police department and then expect people to come back you up because they think, you know, you're a tattletale. You're going to tell everything. So Finn hears this and he tries to talk to Kat, but she's like, I'm fine, you know, but you could tell she's not fine. You know, she's not fine about it. Now, the chief tells Carolyn, Moldovan's boss, that she still has a job, even though she did a really crappy job at this particular case. Olivia assures her that this could have happened to anyone. You know, she just came into this department. She didn't really know the guy, and he's fooled everybody. She also tells her, SVU might not be for you. You know, it gets in your heart, it gets in your mind, you know, and there are things I can never forget. There are things I can never take away from it. And she's like, so basically, I got out at the right time. And she's like, yeah, pretty much. And she tells her this guy fooled a lot of people, that she's going to get over it. Carolyn she walks away looking so shamed and like, you know, she's in trouble for the things that she's done. And it's not that. It's just she didn't know the guy and she didn't probe far enough into this particular case. She trusted her detectives to do the job, which that's what lieutenants do. They trust their detectives to do the job. But in this particular case, I think she should have probed a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? So if you like the content of this video, please like and comment and share this video around the SVU system, okay? Even around all of YouTube. Put me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook at Because Evie Said So. Follow me on Instagram at Because Evie Said So. I love you guys. You are the best part of my day sometimes. And of course with my kids, but it just gives me a lot of joy to be able to talk to you guys. I love Law and Order SVU. I know you do too, or you wouldn't be watching this video. So thank you so much. I love you guys so much, and bye-bye.